Alright, so if I remember correctly from your post on the Reddit, you are in the gold area of rank and you were posting asking about coaching. To be honest, I don't think you need coaching yet. I think there's a lot of basic things that we can improve on here that'll take you, if you just put in a little bit of time, will take you up a few ranks before you reach your next plateau, so to speak. So I'm actually really excited about this. I've done a couple of replay reviews for folks in like the diamond and champ area, but those improvements are going to be pretty, gradual. But I think for you, there's some basic things you can do that'll make you shoot up pretty quick. So before I get too deep into this, I just want to show you real quick. Hopefully you can see this. Let me check. Yeah, okay, so just so you know I'm not completely making stuff up. I've reached Grand Champ the past couple seasons. Right now I'm like Champ 3, High Champ 2-ish in these two playlists, so not the best player, but I've gotten up there before, and I think I can give you a few tips to help you rank up. So just so you know, I'm not like BSing you or anything. So hopefully I can get this. I'm still kind of new to this software, but I'll do my best. So the first thing I noticed, something seems kind of odd about your camera settings. Like it seems like you're really close behind. Something just seems a little weird. I'm not sure if it's your height or maybe your distance. It just seems like you're really close to your car. I don't think most people use this type of camera setting anymore. Maybe some like old school 1v1ers, but I'm gonna send you a video. I think it's by apparently Jack. He talks about best camera settings for 2026. I basically use his camera settings. I find they work pretty well. So I'm gonna send you that YouTube video to check, because I think that's something that will help you be able to see better moving around. But anyways, I'll send you that video. Take a look, see if you like it. Most higher level players are not quite so close behind their car. Oh, and I meant to mention, I know you're gold, so I'm not gonna like get too much into the nitty gritty with everything. I'm just gonna do my best to look at some basic fundamental stuff that can be improved on to help you rank up. So at this level, I think it's more just about certain decision making, certain pathing. So I'm not too concerned about flashy mechanics or anything like that. And at the end, I'll go back into the game and show you some basic training packs that I think you can use, and I'll send them to you also, that I think will help you address certain situations. So anyways, without further ado, so let's see here. You go back, you get a decent hit to the corner. There, you're a little slow, but that's okay. I did notice that you are a little on the passive side, but that's probably because you don't fully trust your mechanics yet. So just something to be aware of. You head back, your teammate comes in, and not a bad hit. Good setup for a pass here. Looking through. Okay, so right here, this is the first thing I noticed. I will admit, I do tend to look at the goals conceded and also the opportunity for goals that are missed, because those are the main things that'll hold you back from ranking up, right? Conceding goals, obviously, and then missing opportunities. So the rest of it I'm not going to focus so much on. So I'm going to go back and do my best to not go crazy. So alright, so you get bumped, whatever. You go here, and I'd say right here, and sorry because I don't know how to get rid of this play in the middle, but I'm going to try and use this draw feature here. So the ball's coming out here, and you have this player in net, and then you have a teammate here. So based on what I can see here, you have a couple of decisions you can make. The way the ball spills out, about right here, the ball is like in this area. And yes, it looks like it's your ball, but you can also see that this player has moved over here and he's going to contest the ball. So it's not an open net by any means. And I think you approached it, you kind of approached this ball like it was an open net. But if you look at it, and once again, it's tough to see because of the play icon, so I apologize. But basically the play icon is where the ball is, right? Because you're in ball cam here. And because of that, if you look carefully at this situation, if you're watching the opponents here, you'll see that he's beating you to this ball, right? He's first. Probably, maybe you'll reach it at the same time, but he's boosting. You're also boosting or supersonic, I can't tell. And so your best outcome here is probably a 50-50 or a challenge. So the way you approach this is almost as if it's a free net, but if you're paying more attention to the players on the field as opposed to where the ball is going, you'll see that he's coming up, and your best bet is just to go fast into the ball and challenge it. What ends up happening here is he beats you because I think you were a little focused on the ball instead of watching what the opposition was doing, and your teammate didn't back off like they probably should have there, and because of that just conceded an easy counter, right? He was in net, he was waiting for that opportunity to counter, and once they got it, so just something to be aware of in general, and I'll go back a bit, is I think here you're just watching the ball a bit. You're kind of following the path of the ball, which is okay. Decent pass mid. And then here, that guy gets a touch. And then the other thing to notice here is that this guy, he has boost, and he's not rotating this way. He's kind of turning in. And because of that, probably in this instance, once I saw this guy coming in, I would just back off instead of taking, I know it's tough to see sometimes, but if you see him in the corner here, if he's turning in, then you're basically committing to a double commit here. I would probably just back off. You have full boost. It should be easy to save anything that comes out. He's making a mistake, but you're compounding it, so to speak. So I think the overall lesson here, because right there, you can see he turned in. And right there, once I see that, I'm just backing off. Because you have one player in the corner, you have both of you facing this way. So now and he has no boost. So now basically you're both facing this way. If this guy gets to the ball first, then it's just an easy counter, right? So just playing a little safer and also being aware of what your teammates are doing and where the opposition is. And even then, here you adjust to where the ball is going instead of what the opponent's doing. So the main lesson here is to be a little less focused on where the ball is going, and kind of out of the side of your eye, you can watch what the opponent's cards are doing and react according to that. I remember way back in the day, there was a video Squishy Muffins posted that was it showed where he's actually watching while he plays Rocket League, and most of it was actually on the opposition or on various things happening around the pitch. Very little of it was him actually looking at the ball, unless he was making a solo play or a challenge or something like that. So just something to be aware of, and I think you'll see that echoed. So here, just an easy challenge. I just realized that one of your teammates is in the scarab. That's never a good sign. All right, moving on. All right, so same kind of thing here. This would be an easy ball for you, right? Like, you're not wrong to go for this. Sorry for making you rewatch this goal. That was not my intention. But here you'll see so once you see him turn up, Vict Chop, he's making a mistake here. Like, this probably should be your ball, but once you see him turn up, you just have to accept that he's making a mistake and let him make that play. Because what happens instead, you're going for the ball here. He's going for the ball. Neither one of you are paying attention to what the other one's doing. So in this situation, once you see what your teammate's doing, just back off, let him go for the ball. Instead, you end up bumping him. He has to recover. So just something to be aware of. Moving on. There. I'm going to give you some mechanic packs that I think will help, because here you have 20 boost. Believe it or not, you could actually jump up and try and challenge this, but it's okay. Nothing bad happened from it. And now we have the great zero boost chase from what I remember. Or that might have been later. Let's see what happened here. I don't know. You didn't concede from this, but so you have zero boost. Typically, if I have zero boost in the opponent's corner, I don't care what the ball's doing. I'm collecting pads and just trying to get back. Instead, you're kind of... sorry. Let me go back. Alright, so he hits the ball. So you're first man here. You kind of hit it to the corner. You angle towards this boost, but then you realize you're beat, and you don't read that. That's okay. So you have him here. I don't know. So if you look at where they are, you have one here, and they both have boost. At this point, I would be going back this way. You have time. You could probably grab this big boost, or you can take these pads and just get boost and monitor the play, because they're both facing the play, right? And your job here is to let them attack and kind of get behind the ball. Instead, you kind of cut it off, because he should probably be rotating around this way, but you kind of rotate awkwardly and cut him off. And you can see he was coming around this way to challenge, but you, instead of supporting that rotation, like, you could have been back here. Instead, you cut across him. So we don't want to do that. You could have probably just, accept that they're going for the ball, position for defense in case, or offense if he gets a good challenge. So you just kind of cut him off there. So once again, just paying more attention to what your teammates are doing will put you in better spots. So everyone's hustling to get back. There, you could have grabbed corner boost. That's all right. And from what I remember, this is where things get very zero boost. So you're doing a good job following the ball. It's so chaotic. It really is. It's kind of wild. And here, your teammate goes in. You still have zero. You missed the corner boost. My internet's terrible, so I apologize. All right, let's keep it playing, hopefully. Apologies if this looks different. My internet cut out for a second, so hopefully you can still see everything. Okay, so where were we? So your teammate goes in and challenges. You go in, that's fine. Your teammate's flying in, he's flying in. And here, this is an open net miss. There's a lot of, well, first I'll say this. You actually didn't need to flip into this ball. You could have just jumped once and hit it to the bottom of the net. But because you flipped, it got height on the ball from where you approached it, and that caused you to miss. You did that a couple of times. But the real domino, the first domino to fall for you missing this happened back here, really. So by you missing every pad, Like, you could have even went up and taken this pad that's right here. Here, I would honestly, he's going to challenge, I would just turn off ball cam and head back and grab some boost. Just some small pads, but because you miss every pad and you missed the big boost earlier, and I like that you keep ball cam on a lot, but it's okay to take it off and kind of look, because here, let's see. Yeah, no, you positioned well. You missing every pad in that rotation and the big boost earlier really put you in a tough position with no boost. That's still scoreable with no boost, but there's a couple of things there. So now you finally get the boost. And here you turn away from the challenge. Generally in threes, I don't recommend fake challenging as first man, because it's just going to, especially solo queue, it's just going to confuse your teammates. So what I'd like to see here, and you do back off from challenges quite a bit, I've noticed. So what I'd like to see here from you, you're first man here, right? It's you, the ball, and there's literally none of your teammates are even in the picture. So here, just keep boosting towards the ball and try and get a challenge on it. I know you see that you're beat, but I think you had time to get to that ball and try and challenge. And once again here, you're taking a really tight rotation when it should be your third man's turn to attack the ball. I would probably like a little bit more of a back post rotation, at least up the middle of the net or something, but it's not the worst thing. Let's see what ends up happening from this, because I don't remember. So it's kind of funny. That actually worked out. You could have went up the wall and hit it, but I'm guessing you don't feel comfortable with that mechanically yet. So this worked out. Get beat. It's chaos. Everyone commits. No big deal. You get the corner boost. Good save, honestly. Here you're kind of playing net with 100. That's fine. Let's see what happens to concede here. Yeah. I actually will have a training pack recommendation for you to practice here, but you ended up in a tough spot. So if I go back, I said I wouldn't do this, but all right, so you have 100 here. It's kind of awkward. You get a good save. I'm trying to focus on fundamentals, so you're pushing up. You see he's going to hit it. Okay, so right here, I think, is the moment of decision where you just turn the wrong way. So he hit it off the wall, and the ball's... I'm still on erase. The ball's going to go... Oh my goodness, sorry. Every time. All right, there we go. The ball is going to spill out here, right? Both of your teammates are here with, it looks like, very little boost. Your best bet here is to turn around this way, give yourself a better view of the ball that's coming, and kind of angle yourself so that, like, I'll make a diagram here. So hopefully you can see this. So this is the pitch, right? Let me just erase this real quick. All right, now both of your teammates in the blue are here. That did not work. Let me try this again. There we go. Your teammates in the blue are here and here, and you're here. And now if you look, you have these two here. So they're both here with like full boost, and then you have another one here that just passed the ball mid. Okay, so the ball's coming this way. Your best bet here, just like by the angles of the field, you can either take a risky challenge by attacking here, and if you lose it, you're probably going to concede. Or you can rotate this way and give yourself, keep ball cam on, give yourself full view of where the ball is going to go, what they're doing, and then you'll see what ends up happening here. Right? So you choose to attack, but then you're beat. You got beat. Because they're already reading the play. They were faster than you, which is okay. It's okay. Like, that's the nature of the game. You're not going to beat everybody to the ball, but because of how this happened, and let me just erase some of this stuff. Because you chose this path to attack the ball when you were beat, now you're in one of the most awkward defensive positions in the game, which is the ball's going this way, and you are parallel to it. Whereas if you had gone this way, you would have been more side to the ball in the goal, and it would have been an easy save. So, in general, it's better to give yourself angles to save. Once again, recognizing that the opposition is going to attack the ball, give yourself an angle to save, like this. You probably can't see it, but like this. And then you would have already been back here to hit the save, or to contest the ball, because they're not at your rank. They're just going to bang it towards net, right? They're not going to be doing anything crazy, air dribbles, flicks, nothing like that. So you can play very safe, very safe. And then even from the position you were in, so here, both teammates attack, they're beat, you turn the wrong way, but even here you can turn back, because you should see that you're beat, right? And it's just mechanics, but you just turn the wrong way. You could keep your car under the ball and double jump and try and hit it above your net. It's very tough to do mechanically, but just something to be aware of. But the first domino to fall there was your decision to attack the ball instead of seeing that you were beat and going back. Because I really think if you play more safe, you can go back there, save the ball, and just get a good bang towards their side or something like that. All right, so here, don't know what your teammates are chasing pretty hard, but it's on you to recognize that. Once again, missed open net. This time you had the boost, right? So mechanically, I have a training pack that I'm gonna show you that will help with these kinds of situations, because here it's confusing, but from here, this is an open net. If you're watching them, they're both flying. They're flying here. Once again, you could just single jump and hit the ball towards the net. But looking here, right, you're hitting at the bottom of the ball because you're just mistiming your flip. And the ball ends up going up because of that. If you single jump and just hit the ball more towards the middle there, it'll go in the net. So that's just practicing shooting and trying to really square up with the ball, and you'll find that'll help with your challenges too. Like, right, it's chaos, it's chaos, it's chaos. You're creeping a little close, but whatever. And then, all right, open net. Your goal here is to hit the ball right in the middle. When you have a net this open, you just want to try and hit the ball in the middle. And like I said, I'll give you a pack to train that. It's not, it's something that comes with time and a little bit of mechanical practice. But because you get under it, you miss the open net. Now you're hustling back. That cut I don't hate. Sets up your teammate well. He kind of hits it to the opposite team. And here, you never want to be backing up on defense. I have one last pack. I'm going to probably recommend 3 general packs that I think will help you. Maybe 2. But, sorry, this is... Alright, so going back, I'll try and pause it at the moment here. Alright, so he got demoed. They're in no position to challenge us. You're basically facing the ball. If you just turn your car to face it a bit, once you start feeling more comfortable, you can aerial at this ball. But I know you're not at the point where you feel comfortable aerialing and, you know, jumping and hitting the ball yet. So that's okay. This works out. But now you're backing up in defense again, and you're just... anytime you're backing up in defense, it usually means that the positioning went wrong earlier. Oops. All right, so let's go back and see what the first domino to fall here was. Once again, you could be rotating wider, but whatever. Once he gets that touch, so you have a tendency to go towards the ball, whereas it's almost like you're playing threes like you're playing twos. Probably right there. Did not mean to turn on the game sound there. Once he gets that touch and I see I'm this far beat, I'm probably just going this way again and trying to, you know, reestablish defensive positioning, but that's okay. So your teammate comes in. Here, once again, you can jump at this ball. You back up. You try to defend. Goes kind of awkward. Here, you're very clearly beat to this ball again, right? If you're watching the enemy, you're beat to the ball, and you start backing up. Whereas you had plenty of time. Once again, go around far post, reevaluate, and if you had done that, instead of backing up, your teammate comes in here, kind of misses the challenge, but you would have had a chance on the ball maybe, but by backing up you really didn't give yourself a chance. So I know this was a lot of information, and hopefully most of it's not too nitty-gritty. I think in general I've got 3 basic things for you to think about while you're playing before I show you the packs and like the training that I would recommend. So let me just put them out here, and my handwriting on this is terrible, but so first thing, sorry, let me make this a little brighter so it's easier to see. Let's do this one. All right, so the first thing I'll say is watch. That's a terrible C. Hold on. Watch players. There we go. So you want to watch what they're doing. And I promise you, if you even just start watching what everyone else is doing, it's going to become so much easier. You're going to see a lot of chaos at this rank, but you're also going to see so many opportunities for you to just keep the ball in front of you, watch what they're doing, and then the ball will spill out, and because you're watching them, you're going to see, oh, they're going to miss this, and then you can just bang it towards their net or just towards their half. Like, watch players, not the ball. Especially with the amount you keep ball cam on, the ball will always be towards the center of your screen, right? So you kind of know where the ball is. So watch what they're doing, see if how they're approaching the ball. That'll help a lot. 2, I would say far more far post rotations, because my main goal for you is to just have easy looks at the ball. If you, right now you're kind of often like cutting in the middle and stuff. If you rotate more towards the back post of your net, you're gonna get so many easier balls to hit. And then the third one would be ground shots. You just, like, this would have been a different game if you had hit your 2 free open nets. So your positioning actually isn't terrible for this rank because you're giving yourself opportunities to hit the ball in, but you just missed 2 open nets, right? So that's what I would say is the main 3 things that will get you higher ranked quicker, with a little bit of mechanical practice as well. And so I'll get rid of this, and I'm going to show you a couple drills that help with this kind of stuff. So let me go here, and hopefully you can see my screen. All right, good. So if I go, so first I'll show you just a classic free play drill. And it might seem crazy, but like back in the day, Torment said he did this, and he was a really good ground shooter. So you just boost at the ball, try and hit it on the corner, and then just try and get to it. You know, just boost at the ball, hit it against the corner, and then try and get to it and try and score. And then, you know, the more you do this, you kind of approach the ball differently, and then you can start throwing in flips. Like you can even, let me get to another corner one. Even this will work. Like you can even just do it like this, like just practicing hitting the ball, getting used to what it feels like. You know, this kind of thing. I don't want to insult your intelligence, but like just practicing this is a good way in free play to set yourself up to practice shooting. Like that was a pretty terrible shot, but this kind of simulates like real game scenarios. I like to do this a lot just as a warm-up because it gets you practicing like a lot of the angles you'll see in game, and you'll notice like I'm trying to square up with the middle of the ball for the most part. So just doing that kind of thing in free play, and then the other thing you can practice in free play just to get you started on a little bit of dribbling on the ground is just hitting the ball, trying to keep it close, just hitting the ball, little bounce dribbles stuff. Like just start practicing this a little bit, and it'll help you like gain control over your car. All right, so the next thing I want to show you is some training packs that I recommend. Custom training. What the? Oh no, favorites. There we go. All right, so I really like this one. Paquito ground shots. Because here it's good for all levels. You can practice no boost like you had there, just like squaring up with the ball. Flip. You can practice front flipping into it. You can practice like what it looks like to like diagonal flip, side flip. You can boost at the ball and just single jump. You can try and aim for like specific spots, like the, you know, that's the middle, but like near post. You can aim for far post. Like even just with the first ball, you can do so much, right? And it'll just give you like a more confident feeling with your car. There's 50 shots here. You can spend plenty of time just with the first one, but you know, as you move on, it just gets you used to like what your car looks like as it's hitting the ball. Like you don't even have to use boost for the first couple ones. You can just get used to like trying to square up with the ball and hitting it. Once again, not like trying to insult your intelligence, but I remember when I was gold, and like as I moved up, I would just practice this pack like over and over again, just trying to get to the ball and like hit it. You know, you can practice like pre-flipping, like just getting used to this, and then you do this a little bit every time you play, or even just as a warm-up, and you'll start hitting like way more open nets because it just becomes more automatic. You can see I'm struggling with this one for some reason, so like, and you don't need to use air roll or anything. Just position your car, try and square up with the ball. Say like this one you kind of have to boost, but like you can even just practice like single jump shots. You know, just try and square up with the ball. This is kind of similar to what you'll see in games where the ball spills out. So you don't have to do anything fancy. You can literally just drive up and jump, and you'll hit some good shots, you know? Alright, so that's the first pack I recommend. I'm sorry, I'm kind of practicing now, but the next one, if I can find it, hopefully. I don't know if I have it in favorites. Do I have... this is a good one, but I don't know if you're there yet, because you don't really need to worry about aerials at all yet, to be honest. Saves. Oh, this one. Paquito saves. So this is a really good one just to practice your saves. It kind of puts you in positions that you'll see in game. And the goal here is just to get used to like seeing what your car does. You don't need boost for all of these. And just trying to angle your car. It also kind of puts you in positions that you might find yourself in game if you rotate far post, right? And sometimes, like, obviously it's a little harder than in game because, but what I recommend doing, you can even, I think on console you can still do this. I'm not sure if you can. Training, I think. No. Okay, you can't do this on console, but try and use as little boost as you can for the saves. And there's one save in here that was like kind of, so like you'll see in that one situation earlier in the game, if you had rotated, you know, far post like this, you would have been in a spot kind of like this save, and then, you know, just a little double jump with a little bit of boost. And this will also give you some good practice on car control. But there's one I want to see if it has here. Sorry. So like these, I grinded a lot also, like once I got around the plat level, because this is the situation you found yourself in, and these are like some of the hardest saves to make. So this is just a good pack in general to practice like getting saves. Some of them will probably be a bit hard, but just honestly just focus on the first couple at first. Once you start feeling comfortable with like hitting these kind of where you want, you know, you can try and hit it to the corner, you can try and hit it up, you can try and flip into it. So I think those two packs along with the free play thing, like it can literally just be practicing like the first 5 of each one until you feel like you have it. You don't need to do all 50, that's absurd. And then doing, so like the first 5 for like 10 minutes each, and then practicing in free play, you know, just like hitting the ball, getting it on your car a little bit. And you like ball cam on, so I won't take that away, but you know, I mean, literal pros have said they grinded by practicing this kind of thing. So, you know, this happens a lot off of kickoffs, right? And if you put yourself in the right spot, you can just hit it. So anyways, I'll stop rambling. I hope you got something of value out of this. Good luck, and yeah, let me know if you found this helpful. All right, bye.